looking at what does bookkeeping means, importance of bookkeeping, and the meanings of some bookkeeping terminologies, as well as the basic book that a small business has to keep. I believe that most of us are on this group, we have one business or the other. So we'll be looking at the books that we need to keep to maintain as a business, as a small business owner. So where do we start? Can we look at the screen? We have a restaurant owner here. The person has many customers. He made the sale in the day, but at the end of the day, he discovered that in the cash team, he has little money left. And so he was not asking the cashier, what happened? Today we made a lot of sales, but at the end of the day, I'm having just some money left in the cash sale. Then the cashier replied, we pay some supplier. From this scenario, what do we think is wrong? What do we think is the problem here? Hello?
Okay, so I'm just going to give a guess while I wait for other people to also speak. Their bookkeeping is bad, but that's only because I know we are talking about bookkeeping. But I don't really know what the problem is.
You can't easily conclude that their bookkeeping is bad. In this instance, there is no even record to show that some monies have been paid out, that some money were paid. It's just because the cashier could remember that we made some payment today, which means that in this scenario, there was no record at all. There was no details of the sales that they made in the day, because assuming that there was a record of what they made in the day, they could have gone through the record. These are the sales that we made today. This is what I should have in my safe. These are the payment that I made today. But in this instance, there is no record at all. So there is no even bookkeeping at all in this scenario. Then the other scenario, the seller is saying that, Madam, you're owing me 32. The customer is saying, no, I'm owing 25. There's an argument here. Why? Because there's no record. There's no record to show that this is what I've sold to you. This is what you paid. This is what is outstanding. So today we are going to look at how can we prevent all this issue as a small business owner. How can I prevent a conflict in my business? How can I have a proper understanding of what is coming into my business, what I'm paying out? That will take us to the next slide. In this lesson, we will learn how to keep proper record, the usefulness of this record to our business, and the meanings of some bookkeeping terminology, as well as the basic book that we have to keep as a business owner. We have 4 lesson outline. What is bookkeeping? Importance of bookkeeping, definition of key bookkeeping terminology, as well as the basic book of record. What is bookkeeping, if I may ask? I believe that all of us say we are business owner. So your little knowledge, understanding, what do you understand by bookkeeping? Let's talk. It's not supposed to be lecture. It's supposed to be.
Did I call somebody's name to answer?
Yes, you can measure.
Bookkeeping is a record of a business's financial dealings with clients, suppliers, and staff. Everyone with which they have any financial dealing, there has to be a record of it.
I want us to break it down. When we start using accounting terminology, some people may not understand it in a layman language. Okay. As a person that is non-accountant, as a person that doesn't have any accounting or financial orientation, let's break it down so that everybody will understand what we are talking about.
Okay. Bookkeeping is recording everything I sell or buy concerning my business. Everybody I pay,
keeping a record of all the transactions relating to your business. Any other definition? People are not talking, no. Okay. Bookkeeping is the art of recording company's financial transaction on a daily basis. As a business owner, as long as you transaction daily, you are expected to keep a record of your daily activities. As long as you're a business owner and you transaction daily, whether you buy a car card, whether you transport yourself, and it's related to your business. I'm not talking about personal expenses now. I'm not talking about personal transaction now. I'm talking about keeping record of your transaction. And also, apart from being a business owner, for you to be financially literate, it is also expected as individual that you should have a record of your income and expenses so that you can plan. You can have a plan, maybe 5 years plan, 10 years plan. In 5 years plan, I want to have this savings. In 10 years plan, I want to have my own building. In 10 years plan, I want to relocate. So when you have a record of your income and expenses, apart from keeping as a business owner, also as an individual, it will help you a long way in planning and in making projection. But in relating to this topic today, we are talking about bookkeeping relating to business owner. So it's the act of recording all transactions relating to your activities. I hope that is clear.
Yeah.
Please, let's answer. I hope it's clear. Any activities that is related to your business, you're expected to keep a record of it. It doesn't have to be in a standard way that the accountant keep the record, but as long as you're a business owner, you are supposed to have a record of everything that you are doing relating to your business. And why
Okay.
do we need to keep record? You may say that I'm not an accountant, I don't need to keep record. Those are the job of an accountant. You need your record, like in the two scenarios that I showed earlier in the introduction. You need your record so that to prevent conflicts between you and your customer, and also between you and your supplier. If somebody is supplying you and you don't have a proper record of what the person has supplied, how much you are owing the person, how much you pay, the date that you pay, there will be an issue at the end of the day. There will be an argument at the end of the day. But if there is a record, you can easily bring out your record and refer to it that this particular date, I made a purchase of this and I paid you this. This is what is outstanding. So the next outline is that we are looking at the importance of bookkeeping. What are the importance of bookkeeping? It helps you in planning your cash. When you have a record of this is what I've generated as an inflow that has come into my business as cash, this is the payment that I need to pay out, it will help you to plan and prioritize that this particular one, I can pay the supplier now. This one, I can ask for credit. This one, I can pay in 30 days time. So it helps you in planning and controlling your cash. And it also helps you in showing how your business is performing. When you have a record of your activities, you can easily at a glance see, this month, I made a sales of 100,000. From it, I have a profit of 10,000. I have a profit of 20,000. But if there is no record, all what you just be doing is just a guesswork. I think my profit at the end of this month is this. You won't have a proper understanding of your business. So when you have a proper
Yeah.
record, it will show you, it will give you a proper understanding of how your business is performing, how you are faring, what are the things that you need to introduce into your business, what are the things that you need to do to make your business better. When you have a record, when you have information that you can refer to, it can easily help you to plan and see how your business is performing. Also, when you need to expand your business, you need to bring in new investments. People will, the first thing that they will ask is your record. You can't just tell me that last year I made 100 million and you want me to invest. It's your record that will be able to convince me that truly this person knows what she or he is doing. Truly, this is a record. It shows that the person has made it. But when there's no record, there's no way you can even tell people that, please, I need money to expand my business. I need you to come and invest. I need you to lend me some money. When there's no record to show people that you are talking to. So you need business, you need your record to be able to demonstrate to the third party, this is what your business is doing. You need your record when you need to bring investment into your business. You need your record when you need people to invest in your business. Then also when you are doing future planning, 5-year plan, in the 5 years, I want to have 10 branches. So when you have a business, when you have a record in place, you can easily use it to project. If you need to get additional space, you need to open another in another location. With your record, you can easily be able to plan this. Then this leads us to the third outline, the key terminologies in bookkeeping. Assets. Most of us as a business owner, if I ask you now that what are the assets that you have in your business, most of us will be saying that we don't have any assets, because most of the time when we talk about assets, people believe that assets is building, asset is machinery. No, it is not limited to that. We have some tangible assets, we have intangible assets, and we have fixed assets, and we also have current assets. Asset is our resources that are owned by the company. It can be movable like motor vehicle. It can be unmovable like land. It can be tangible. Land is tangible. Stock is tangible, and it can be intangible like goodwill, patent rights. Those are intangible assets. And also we have current assets. Land is a fixed asset. When we talk about fixed asset, these are assets that cannot easily be convertible to cash. It is also known as non-current assets. Then we have the current assets. Under current asset, we have your cash, you have your cash at bank, you have your stock, your inventory. Please, if you have any question or if I'm moving too fast, please let's talk.
Okay,
Are we
sorry,
following?
sis. Okay, sis, yeah, I'm following. You said something about land not being a. I didn't hear what you. Is it
I said
non-current?
that land is unmovable and it's also a fixed asset.
Okay, so but
Not
you also
current
said
assets. Not
so
current
non.
asset. They call
You
it not
said
current asset now.
that's non hyphen current, right?
NON, yes, current. CURRENT.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask. Thank you.
Then when we
Yep.
talk about lab, yes, I'm listening, please.
Oh no, I was just saying that. Please continue. Thank you.
Okay, I thought somebody else was talking. Okay, then we have the liabilities. These are your obligation to other people. When you buy goods on credit, when you borrow money from people, it means that you have liabilities, you have some financial obligation to people. So that is your liability. So when you are owing people, it means that you have creditor, you have people that you are owing, you have current liability. When you borrow money from the bank, maybe long-term loan, that is not current liability, that is long-term loan. Then capital's owner, this is the money you invested into your business. Most of us, now if I ask that, how much have you invested into your business since you started? Most of us will not have a concrete answer to give. But with bookkeeping, it will help you to know that this is what I've invested since I've started my business. This is my profit so far. Then double entry in accounting, bookkeeping, for every credit entry, there must be a corresponding debit entry, which means that for anything that is coming into the business, it means that something is going out. For example, assuming that you buy some goods now, the goods are coming into the business, then what did you use to buy for? What did you use to purchase the good? Is either you pay through your bank or through cash. So it means that cash is going out, while the goods, which is the inventory is coming in. So that is the principle of double entry, which means that for everything that is going out, for everything that is going out, something is coming in. For something that is going out, something is coming out, which means that for every entry that you make, there has to be a credit and debit entry. For every entry, it has to balance. If I'm buying if I buy 500 naira goods now, it's either I pay 500 naira to the person. So it means that 500, I have 500 inventory in my book. Then out of my cash or out of my bank, 500 naira has already gone out. So it means that double entry, at any point in your time, your account has to balance. That's the principle of double entry. Then we have revenue. All the income from your business transaction, whether you sell goods, whether you render service, it is called your revenue. And revenue is also known as income or your sales. Any money that comes from your business operational activities, it is known as revenue. Revenue is also known as sales or income. The cost of sales, that is the cost of selling that particular goods. Assuming that I'm selling, like now, I do sell cake material. So the cost of buying the goods, that is my cost of sales. The cost that I pay to my supplier to supply the goods to me, that is cost of my sales. Those that render services, it depends on the type of service that you render. That will determine what your cost of sales will be. Do we have somebody here that renders service so that I can be able to tell you what your cost of sales is?
Sorry, please, can you repeat that? I didn't hear what you said.
I said, do we have anyone here that renders services so that I can tell you what your cost of sales for your business is?
Yes, I render services.
What type of service?
I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but you're
Editing
breaking up.
services.
I can't hear you,
But
please.
did you ask the
Hello?
question?
It's a general question to the class. Hello?
Sorry, I didn't get that. My hope is
I said, do we have anybody here that renders service? Okay, do you have anyone here that renders service to people that you are not into buying and selling? When you are into consultancy, you are rendering service. When you are into what again? When you teach, is a service because it's not product. You are not selling products.
Yeah, I do that. I offer services. Yeah,
I didn't get you.
I said I offer services.
What type of service?
That depends. There's uh, configuring of systems, product consultation, teaching. I do that as well. So
Okay. Configuring of system, that is IT services.
yes, IT services. Yeah.
Okay, for in your own case now, the cost that you incur, assuming that I'm a client to you now and I've given you a job that I need you to install maybe Microsoft Office on all the systems in my business. So the cost of installing that Microsoft, because you need to buy the Microsoft Office. So the cost of buying that Microsoft Office, that is your cost of sales. The cost of buying the Microsoft Office that you want to install for the client, that is your cost of sales, which is different from your expenses. Expenses are the money that you spend to run the company that are not related to the services or the product that you are selling. Like now, your transport now, your daily transport to meet a client, those are your running expenses. The call that you make to client, those are your daily, those are your running expenses. Your electricity, those are your running expenses. Your internet, those are your running expenses. So any expenses that is not directly related to the product or to the service that you are rendering, it is called your expenses. Why the cost of say you incur the cost because you want to render that particular service. Your cost of sales is related to your sales directly. I hope it's clear.
Yes, I
Are
think.
we
But
getting it, please? Are we getting
I
it?
think
I'm following, ma.
The people are not talking so that we know whether we are getting it.
Yeah. I think because it's virtual, people are muted, so they don't want to talk
Okay, I thought that you've unmuted
yeah.
everybody.
No.
Okay,
Because of interference and all that. That's why we.
okay,
So
okay, no
maybe we would
problem.
ask you our questions when we're done. When you're
After
done.
the okay,
Yes, please.
okay.
Thank you.
And that brings us to the next outline. As a business owner, what are the type of record that I need to keep? I'm already in a business, I'm starting a business. I've been in business for 10 years, but I've not been keeping record. But because of this class, what are the record, what are the books I need to start keeping? Depending on your requirements, businesses may keep this in different book. The book that I keep in my business will be different from the one you keep in your business. But at the end of the day, we are still working towards the same. At the end of the day, we still have a common report, which is our income statement, profit and loss, and our balance sheets. So irrespective of the type of record that you are keeping in your business, at the end of the day, what we want to generate at the end of this day is our income statement, which is commonly known as the profit and loss statement and the balance sheets. So some example of the basic book that a small business that I expect us to keep will be shown in the following, the next slide. The first record is your cash record. I believe there's no business that doesn't transact cash. Is either you do your transaction through cash or bank. So every business is expected to have a cash record. A cash record is the record of the money that comes into your business and the money that goes out of your business every day. For your sales, you should have a daily sales cash record. And an example is being shown on the screen. Your record should have a date. Any record that you are keeping as a bookkeeper, it must have a date, because the date will help us to be able to refer to the particular date. Without a date, everything will just be mixed up, everything will just be messed up. So when you are keeping a record, date is very important. That's one of the first things. Date is very important. Then for your sales, you should have a record of you should have the description of the item, the quantity, the price that you are selling it, and it will give you the total amount. In this example now, the person, there is a sales of the person sold milk, 5 quantity at 10 naira. The amount is 15 naira. So from this now, we can see what the person has sold on the 20th of October 2013. When you take this record, you can easily know that on 20th of October, this is my sales birthday. And apart from the cash sales record, we also have the credit sales record, because it's not all the customer that pays credit, that pay cash rather. Some buy and pay later, what we know as the debtor record. In as much as you have a cash record, you should also have a record of those that you are selling to on credit. Because at the end of the year, people will say that I've invested 100 million in my business, and at the end of the year, I can only account for 50 million. What has happened? Because all those people that you sold to on credit, you don't have their record, you don't have their details. So for you to be able to reconcile will become a challenge at the end of the year. But if there is a record of all the people that you are selling to on credit, at the end of the year, it will make your reconciliation easy. It will make your book, it will make it easy for you to be able to balance your book. So the second book that a small business needs to keep is debtors record. This is a record of everybody that you are selling to on credit. And when you are setting a debtor record, you should also have a limit for each of your debtor. You should not just say, because I want to make customer, I want to have more sales, you'll be selling without a limit. That's why when you see this big company, they will tell you that as a beginner, they will place you on a particular category. Like Indomie now, I know they have about 3 or 4 categories that when you are coming in, I think 5 million, then maybe 25 million, like that. So there is a limit to the credit that you can enjoy when you have when you set it that when you set a limit for a customer, there's a limit to the extent of credit that the person can enjoy. So when you are setting up your debtors record for each of your customer, depends on how the person has been performing. A customer that is defaulting, I won't say that you should even allow credit in the first place, but a customer that pays on time, or maybe the person now has a challenge and said that please, I will need to start buying on credit. Even you are selling to the person on credit, let there be a limit to what you are selling to that person. Immediately the person reach that limit, let the person know that until you pay what is on the book, you cannot enjoy more credit limit. That is the essence of this debtor record. It helps you to set a limit to the extent of the credit that you can give to a customer, and it also helps you to know what each customer is owing. And also at the end of the year, when you need to evaluate each customer, you want to know what volume this particular customer has done with me. Through your debtor record, you can easily say that this year, this person has bought so from me. Then the next record is our creditors record. In as much as people are buying from you on credit, you also as the business owner, you buy from people as on credit as well. You are also expected to keep the record of those that you are owing. Not just the people that you are buying from on credit, also the people that you loan money from, or the people that you borrow money from to do business. You are expected to keep record of people that the business is owing. And the next record is our stock record, your inventory record. Those of us that deal with goods and that do with goods, we're expected to have a record of the items that we have in our stock, the item that we have in our warehouse, the item that we have in our shop. On 30th of this, I bought this. This is the quantity. Out of it, I've sold this. When you have a stock record, it enables you at a glance to know what is the outstanding quantity in my store. It helps you to set your stock limit that at any point that I'm having 5 units of this particular product left in the store, I need to reorder. Through your stock record, through your inventory record, you can be able to plan your order. You can be able to plan your inventory level. You can be able to plan your reorder level. And at any point in time, it will give you a balance of each of the items. Some people now, when you want to order item from them, they will say that, let me go and check my store. It should not be that. The answer should be, let me go and check my record. You don't need to keep going to the store each time somebody wants to buy something from you, and let me go and check whether I still have it in store. No, you should just go to your record. Your record should be able to tell you that I still have 10 units of shoe left in the store. I still have 10 units of bag left in the store. I don't need to be going to the store or for you to be calling the states that check how many bags do we have in the store. No, it should not be like that. You just go to your record. The record should be able to give you any information you need at any point in time. Then the other record that we need to keep as a small business owner is our asset record. Because most of the time when small business comes to me that help us prepare our financials, when you ask them that, give me your assets, they will say that I don't have any assets. Whereas most of them have assets, but because they've not been able to document it, they can't give anything. And asset also add to the value of your business because it's part of what you've invested in the business. But when you don't keep a record of the asset, it will be difficult for you to know the total of what you've invested in a business. For small business owner, when you have an asset, the sample is being shown on the screen. You can have the name of the assets. If the asset has a serial number, you can put it there. The date that you buy the asset, you put it there. The cost of buying the asset, you can put it there. Then every other information, you can leave that for your accountant to fill. But the first 4 columns, you need to fill it as a business owner, the name of the asset, whether it's share, whether it's motor vehicle, the serial number, if it has, the year that you buy the asset, 2020, 2021, and the amount. And if the quantity, you should also put the quantity as well. You can create a column to put the quantity. You can insert additional column to put the quantity of what you buy, or you can put it under the name of the asset in front of it. Shares, 2 pieces. So anybody that is looking at it will easily know that if I have 10,000 under my cost of purchase and I have 2 under the name of the asset, I put there that I have 2 quantity there. It means that the cost of each of the asset is 5,000. So when you have this, if we are an accountant is helping you to prepare your financials at the end of the day, it will be easier for the person to do the job. Then when you have all this record, at the end of the day, we have what we call the general ledger. We've taken us through the cash record, the credit sales record, the creditors record, the debtors record, the assets, but there's what we call general ledger, which is a summary of all your daily activities. At the end of the day, when you make your cash, when you make your sales, apart from recording it in the from the sales, from the daily cash sales, you cannot bring the information here into the general ledger. You have the date, the details. I sold 100,000 something for my daily cash record today. You put the details and the sum of what you have in your daily cash sales, you bring it here, 30th of November 2021. Sum of what I sold. Is it by cash? If it's by cash, it will be in. If it's by bank, under the bank column. After the cash, we have the bank. So if it is bank, if the money goes into your bank account, you record it under the bank, and then under your sales, you record the total sales under your sales. Please, I want to share another screen. Like this particular one, I've inserted additional column into it. We have the cash, we have the bank, and some sales can be credit sales. That's why I've inserted debtor. So in a situation that you have a credit sales that is debtor, after recording it on your sales, on your sales column, if it's debtor, you come under your debtor column and put it on the debtor column. It won't come under the bank, it won't come under the cash because it's credit sale. So at the end of the day, this general ledger will give you a detailed summary of all your activities in a month. Like here now, like on this particular sheet now, we can see the total money that came into the business, the cash that came in, 4,550, the cash that went out, the cash that came into the bank. This is the bank column, the cash that went into the bank, the cash that came out of the bank. This is the debtor column. We have a debtor, I'm sorry, this is the creditor column. We have a creditor of 210 and it has been settled. So at the end of the day, the creditor column there is nil because it has been settled. 22, you were owing somebody 210 and it has already been settled. Then your sales, through this general ledger, you can have a summarized. You can have the summary of your sales for the month. For this particular period now, the total sales is 4,005. The total purchase is 1,899. Then the salaries and wages, this is the overhead cost. This is so through the general ledger. A general ledger is a summary of all your activities, unlike the individual record that we have, but this one captured everything. So at the end of the day, after recording in the individual books, you need to bring it to your general ledger. So at the end of the month, with this your general ledger, you can have a quick glance of this is my total sales this month, this is my total purchase this month, this is my total labor cost this month, this is my total buy this month. Then also, if you are the one that your business, you charge people VAT and you also pay VAT. When you are doing your VAT returns at the end of the month, you can easily see this is the total VAT that I paid. This is the total VAT that people paid me. And the difference is what you are supposed to pay to the government at the end of the day. With this general ledger, it means that you've already prepared your record for that particular month. Then an accountant can easily help you to translate it into income statement, the profit and the loss statement. So I've shown us the creditors record, the stock record, the asset register. Also, You need to have a bank record to record all your bank transactions, the money that enters into your bank, the customer that pay into your bank, the money that you withdraw from your bank. Also, you need to have all your expense record, your transport, your telephone, your electricity. You need to have a record of all these expenses. And at the end of the day, you transfer everything to your general ledger. So this is an example of a general ledger. That brings us to the end of the class. Danica, you can unmute the class now.
All right. So actually, I'm going to I can't unmute because you are the host. So except you give me back the hosts, as in make me host
So what do
again.
I need
Then
to do?
that's when, just click on my name and something will come up. And now choose me and make host. But if anyone has a question, I think they can unmute at that point and let's just know.
I click on your name. So what should I? Okay, make it. I've done that.
Okay. Okay, so is there anyone that has a question? Because I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so all of these things, they seem to be quite a lot of work. I don't know if I'm speaking for myself or for everyone. It seems like there's a lot of work for all of these things that we need to do. So do you have like a solution? As in, how can we simplify things? You know, in this world that we're in, people are looking for faster ways of doing things. So the question is there like an app? Is there something that can help us do all of this general ledger, etc. faster? Or do you, as an accountant, do you have maybe like a solution that you could offer small business owners? Because for most small business owners, you're the one doing everything yourself, basically. So if any opportunity to save time will be really, really appreciated. So I don't know if you have any suggestions on that.
For small business owner, now you can use Zobook. You can use Zobook, but you still need to learn that. And why I don't want to recommend any, what is it called? Any software to a small business owner, because it involves debiting, crediting, which means that they are going into proper accounting. They will need to know the accounting head to debit. They will need to know because if you are using any software, you will need to know which account to debit, which account to credit. And at the end of the day, there will be a mix-up. But I believe that for the purpose of this class, what we are looking at is keeping a record. When you have a record, then you can now invite a professional to help you put it in a proper manner. But the first step is that you should have a record, because if you don't have any record, there's nothing somebody will act on. There's no information that the person you are inviting to help you will use. So the first step is that have a record, and that's why I simplify all the book that I put here. These are not the standard book. I did it in such a way that anybody can easily put up this. That's why I didn't use debit credit, because when you come to debit credit, people begin to mix it up.
Okay, so it's because me, I'm looking at all of these things and I'm like, I don't, speaking personally, and I consider myself a bit advanced in all of these things. I think, can we come to you and you give us like one-on-one? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, can we come to you and give us like one-on-one time? Maybe you charge us something, as in, what can you do for us?
If everyone is interested, then maybe we can organize a class. I will take us through Zobook. Wave, I don't know. I don't think whether Wave is still operating in Nigeria now, because there was a time they sent a mail that they restricted their activities to Canada and US. So I don't know whether you can still download and use it in Nigeria. But for other small businesses that I consult for, I use Zoho for them now. So if people are interested, in the next class. If they can get it, then I will take us through how to use Zobook. Then I can help them with the setup for a fee.
Okay, so so class, am I speaking for everyone if we say that we would like to have that Zobook class? If you can't speak, please just say yes. Okay, so
Then you will need a system for you to use that.
Okay, so you will need to be logged on with on a laptop for that class, right?
Yes. No,
okay, so
for anybody that wants to use Zobook, you need a system for you to be able to use it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so when you say system, a laptop is good enough,
a
right?
laptop, yes.
Okay. All right.
Laptop, your desktop, anyway.
Okay, so please, it's like we are going to have another class that we will talk about this Zobook, because all these things that I'm seeing, they look like they're amazing. I don't want to say they look like magic. Thank you so much. Does anyone else have any questions? If you can't speak where you are, you can type it in the chat room and I would ask. But if you can speak, please unmute and speak. Okay, so Damdala says she can't afford a laptop at the moment. Okay, so one of two things. We pray for you. You will soon, as in by the time you do the business well, the business will buy the laptop. Or we can, I'm working on something that will
If I
perhaps.
saw you don't have a laptop for now, if you go to Play Store, most of these IT companies now, they are developing small business application that you can use. So I will try and see, I will go there and see anyone that we can use, but most of them come with a fee. They are not doing it free, unlike before that you can download, but most of them now come that you have to subscribe for. So I will go online and see anyone that I can recommend. For those that cannot, that do not have laptop now for the Zoom.
Okay, so Sister Shay, if you can drop the details of the Zoom on the WhatsApp group, it will be really helpful. And we'll follow up with that. And in case anyone knows of any app or something that can be used while we are waiting for our laptops, it will also be nice for us to hear. I would like to invite Sister Bukoye to just give us a little chat before we close. She's an admin, so I'm not going to do the work alone. Thank you so much.
Please, before Bukoye calls on, please, whether you have a laptop or you don't have a laptop for now, record whatever you are doing. If you can't put it in this format that has been stated, today I sell 500 naira book, write it down. So if you need somebody to prepare your record for you, the person will have something to work with. But in a situation that you just say, yesterday, I think, it will be difficult for the person to help. But as long as you have some information written down, that is book documentation. It doesn't have to follow a particular format. As long as it is written down, as long as it is documented, that is also bookkeeping.
Thank you so much, sis. Okay, so there was a question. Someone wanted to know if we can have the slides. So I can give you my email address so you send me the slides so I can share with anyone that is interested.
No problem.
Thank you so much. So, Bukoye. Okay, I'm not sure why she's still muted, but I would like to thank everyone that showed up for today's session. We will try to do this monthly. Is Bukoye unmuted now? Okay, so we're trying to have a monthly session where we talk about.
Hello, I muted because it's so noisy here.
Don't worry, we love your noise.
I muted my stream because it's very noisy here.
Yeah, I said we love your noise. Can you hear me?
Thank you.
Yeah, so we love the noise. So please, you can just round
I can hear you.
Yeah, round up. Okay, but sorry, before you round up, Bukoye will round off. I just also wanted to remind us that we are going to be doing book reviews as well, because we need to grow as businesses. we've been on this mountain for too long to move forward. There's a book that I posted about in the group. We're going to do a book review maybe sometime in January or February. I'm hoping I'll be able to get the author to join us for the book review. So I need people to buy the book and read the book. I'll drop the details again later today. So if you're interested, you can order your copy from me. If you're buying from me, you're going to get it at 3.5. But if you're buying from Latina, for example, you're going to get it 4,000. So you'll be saving 500 if you buy from me. But anyhow, whether you choose to buy from Latina or you buy from me, the book is available. I'll send the details. The title is On Your Marks. It's something for startup businesses. So I think it's a book we should review and learn lessons. Thank you all very much for your time. Sister Bukola, please.
Are people still here?
I'm here. Okay. Thank you all for coming. Thanks, Sister Seyi. Thanks for your time. Have a fantastic week and a great week ahead. And remember
Thank
to
you for having us.
remember to invite your startup business owners, friends to join us in the group. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, welcome, Sister Lizzie. And share the grace for us. Hello? I said you can share the grace for us.